Hey guys, I wanted to put together a video about some cool archery trophies I made for a big competition that's held every year in the mountains of Wyoming and hosted by the club I used to belong to back when I still lived there. Now this is going to be a little different video because I normally try to present my projects as a how-to in case you want to build it yourself. But in this case, the project is so specific that I'm just going to talk through it a bit and hopefully there might be some process tips or design ideas that you can learn from. To get the cool, three-dimensional look, these things are made by stacking different layers together. To make each layer stand out, I stained them all a different color. I made the club's trophies last year as well and used 1/4-inch material. They looked great and had actually more depth than this year's, but that thicker material meant the laser had to run harder and longer to cut the same quantities. So this year, I switched to using 1/8-inch plywood, which allowed me to cut the pieces out twice as fast. To say that a little more clearly, it took half as much time to cut out the trophies this year as it did last year. So even though the material was more expensive, I was able to charge the club less money overall because there was less laser time involved. With such thin material in sheet form, it tends to warp pretty easily. That doesn't matter to the finished pieces because they're so small, but to be able to cut out a pile of them at one time, I need the material to lay flat so they cut uniformly. To keep them flat while cutting, I just lay heavy steel flat bar along the front and back edges. This piece is the back of the trophy and it cuts out really quick because it's just a simple outline and has no engraving. When you first saw it at the beginning, did this trophy look familiar at all? This archery shoot is held on a private ranch that's surrounded by national forest land, so we thought it would be fitting to use some version of the National Park Service logo, which happens to be in the shape of an arrowhead. Now, my education and professional background is in graphic design, so creating artwork for this would have been pretty easy for me, but it still takes time. So before I started from scratch, I searched Etsy for National Park Service vector graphics and found the perfect piece of artwork to get me started. I still had to modify it pretty heavily to get the 3 individual layers I needed for the laser, but the few bucks it cost me to have a solid start saved me a couple of hours of design time. So the tip is, just because you can do it, doesn't mean you always should. For the middle layer, I thought it would be interesting to get a view from the perspective of the gantry. Looks like I need to keep working on the best camera placement, but it's still kinda cool. And it appears like the entire machine is moving around the laser head. One lesson we learned from last year is the club doesn't always know how many competitors they're going to have show up for each class. So we had to have several extra trophies with rankings just in case, but some ultimately went to waste. This year, I made separate little place cards and left them unattached. That way, after the first day of shooting, the club knew exactly how many people were there and how many trophies they needed to hand out the next day. So they attached the place cards themselves, then any leftover trophies got thank you cards glued on and were given to sponsors and volunteers as an extra little bonus for being involved. A byproduct of the engraving process is some soot stuck in and around the engraved image. If you try to clean this with anything wet on bare wood, it will cause dark staining, so it's helpful to put on masking tape before engraving to help keep your lines clean. But in this case, there was just too many parts for that to be an option. Luckily, I pre-stained the wood and it had already absorbed all the color it could hold, so I just used clean water and a junk rag to wipe the soot away from the affected areas. When all the cutting, engraving, and cleaning was done, it was finally time for assembly. With roughly 60 trophies equaling 180 individual pieces, and not counting the place cards, assembly was a big step. Thankfully, I had a few fresh bottles of CA glue and accelerator ready to go. I would draw a thin line of glue all the way around the back side of one piece, then hit the front side of the piece below it with a blast of accelerator. Then carefully but quickly line the edges up and press them together. I'd count to 5, then the glue was set and I could repeat the process with the final layer. If you haven't brought CA glue into your workflow already, you are missing out. I use this stuff constantly and would be lost without it. There are tons of manufacturers out there, but I stand by Starbond. They have obviously put more thought into their volumes, containers, delivery systems, colors, and thicknesses than anyone else. If you're ready to give it a try, or just need to add more to your stockpile, go to my link in the description and use the code Gunflint15 to get 15% off your order. Obviously, this helps me out when you do it that way, but I wouldn't be pushing this stuff if I didn't believe you needed it. And as if all those trophies weren't enough work, I talked the club into 60 tumblers as well. They had them available for sale through the whole 2-day shooting and camping event and nearly sold out. I get these powder-coated tumblers from Amazon. They're a great quality and surprisingly cheap when you order a dozen at a time and show up within 2 days of ordering them. I'll leave a link to them in the description as well. To do the actual engraving, it just takes little work in the computer to set up a file, then I use my Rotoboss rotary and crank through a pile of them in no time. The Rotoboss is great because it's simple to set up and it's adjustable to just about any shape you can imagine. If you're in the market for a rotary for your laser, the Rotoboss is the best one, and if you use my link and code Gunflint, you get 5% off. Just like with the wood trophies, there's a little bit of soot that gets left behind from the powder coating that gets blasted away. But I use a spray bottle with some LA's Totally Awesome cleaner and a Mr. Clean Magic eraser, and it gives the new exposed stainless steel a really nice shine. This was a fun project, and I made pretty good money at it even after giving my old club a friendly discount. But if it weren't for the fact that I used to be a member and they reached out to me, I never would have gotten this particular job. See, I am a terrible salesman. I'm not good at reaching out to people, I'm not good at selling myself, and I'm not confident when it comes to pricing on the rare occasion that I do come up with a commissioned job like this. And you know what? There's a lot of us out there with these same limitations. That's why my friends Jenny and Davis started a program to help walk people like me through the process of starting a business on the right track. They call it My Basement Business, and it's a program where you'll experience a transformation. It's designed to take you, a skilled maker, and turn you into a savvy business owner, all with no sleazy tactics and no wasted time on trial and error. These two are passionate about this stuff, so if you feel like I do and think you could use some help gaining traction in the sales department, I suggest you follow the link in the description to learn more about their program. And if you decide to sign up, once again, the code Gunflint15 will get you 15% off. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something from my process, and I hope you follow up on some of those discount codes. They might not apply to everybody, but I know if they apply to you, you'll be happy to save some money.